consider to be their best look.
Right now, Ivy on the sim. What's really interesting though is going to be seeing if Mirror and Hisu switch off this sim. What do they go to? Seems like the Gladiators are setting up for a rush-based composition, running that Reaper, where the Mei on the other side, as well as the BAP, giving Fusion a bit of a spam damage advantage. The Gladiators gonna need to end this one quickly. Wow. DOOMFIST and Reaper. So this is gonna be all in aggression onto Hisu.
Like this, given that Mirror, one of his best heroes, is DOOMFIST, and immediately diving over to the Fusion, and just like that, Big Goose sends Ivy off the ledge. Murdering though, a little bit deep. 5 on 5, the Fusion not out of it just yet. Her Big Goose really coming in big for the Gladiators here. Unexpected, but the Goose is loose. And the Gladiators.
Yeah. Mirror overextends though, so still a bet. Retake potential for the Fusion is online.
And it's kind of messy here between both teams. The trade outs back and forth. Space though. Looking to his counterpart on the other end, chasing it down. Poco nowhere to go. And the Gladiators still trading out a little bit more effectively here. Fusion still contesting back towards the point, murdering back into the fray. So is Mirror, and OG gets Ivy. This is looking like it should be the Glads with the first control.
Yeah, a little bit of a crazy mid-fight, but it's really all Big Goose. I think those two boobs taking down the enemy DPS players. You can't ask for more than that, and that's the power of this DOOMFIST Reaper comp, right? They charge straight into the enemy choke point on the bridge. Philly has no choice but to fight on their bridge, and that's one of the most vulnerable places in the game to those Lucio boobs. So Big Goose capitalizes and allows his team to take mid. Now with Coalescence, the question is, can Alarm get more value out of this Amp Matrix? I think it's going to be tough to deal with the Cole.
Yeah, particularly the way that Fusion is approaching here, where Cole can just strike multiple members at the same time. OG was thinking about going for the Shatter. Holds on to it for now. Beat is down, and so is the Shatter. Shatter, though, gets very little. Fusion, meanwhile, they punish OG for the attempt. Fusion up 6 on 5. Hisu with room to work with. Here, though, equalizing, finds Ivy in the back as Big Goose gets another boom. Big Goose continuing to keep things even for the Gladiators, but I don't think it's gonna be enough this time.
It's still close though. Supports have a potential to stall this out just a little bit. It seems like Gladiators wants a soft reset, and using this sound barrier to just all in commit to this fight. OG though, he's taking so much damage. Barrier's already peeled off him, and Hisu has no fear. There's no enemy DPS to suppress him, and that will be a retake for Philly off the back of a nice shatter by Sato, right? Put Birdring on the ground, and ooh, the Goose is loose today.
From the Fusion, I just start avoiding the environment. This is wild.
He's going for that boob world record right there.
Yeah, this is nuts. Big Goose going, it's been a while since I've had player of the match. Can I get it today, please? Alright, making the case.
What I will say now is against the Rush comp, this Blizzard couldn't be more impactful, so... Oh, but they're not even gonna need it! What a disgusting Hull Fire Strike. Sato and Poco combining, and Chaz, he knows there's no hope. That ult makes no difference when all your teammates are dead, so... What a Halt Fire Strike combo, showing why Alarm is picking the Batiste. That's really the reason, is building around this Halt Fire Strike. You don't have anybody else in the lineup who actually is going to utilize the AM Matrix, but the power to just one-shot your opponents can't be underestimated.
I was taking a page out of Atlanta's book earlier in the season, where Ant Matrix Fire Strike a lot deadlier than expected, especially in that sort of circumstance where the Fire Strike, it's not really gonna miss. You have a bunch of people going down a very small corridor. Bird ring. Now on the setup, he's teleporting to the back. Death Blossom ready. He's not seeing the death. Earthshatter setting it up as Bird Ring completes and connects. But it's really OG that made that happen. Bird Ring was just the finishing touch.
Yeah, what a disgusting shatter by OG. Drops everyone on the ground. Sato gonna be kicking himself after that one. Would have loved to block that up, because look at all these ultimates that the Fusion weren't able to utilize. The Supercharger, so much more effective when you're holding position than when you're trying to move in and retake. So he's really going to be missing the opportunity to get that one down. We'll see if Sato has another big shatter in store for us, though. That could always turn it. And you know, the Supercharger, while a little bit less effective in this situation, is still going to enable the Philly Fusion here to smash the shield of OG, especially with no Orisa on his side. It's just spaces D.Va to protect him.
I think OG just needs to be a little more defensive. Sato, though, getting focused early on, drops Shatter under pressure. And there's Hisu getting to the back. 3 for the Fusion on the retake. So both Reapers finding some good moments here. Fusion gonna be recapping, but this will bring us, Jake, to our final fight, and it's very close between both teams.
And this is an interesting situation, right? Because both teams have been fully reset on the ultimate economy. So there's no clear victor, I would say, in terms of the initiation power. Biggest difference maker is going to be Alarm's Coalescence. Should be up pretty quick into the fight, but no one has that instant pop an ult and go. So this fight is going to be all about who can build up their ults a little more quickly as the brawl breaks down. To that end, the Gladiators do have a slight edge in terms of charge.
I think it comes down to Mirror. Mirror can get a quick pick that would make all the difference in the world. Feast or famine, the Doomfist way. Mirror goes for the punch, misses. Sato off the map! Sato And now the Fusion, they take down Chaz, but down the main tank, the Glads with a huge advantage. Mirror, the punch to the side takes down Poco. And the Gladiators on the retake. And now Fusion, I'm not even sure they can delay.
What a heads up meteor strike there from Mirror. Trunts Funny Astro off the map, and yeah, Sato's here to delay, but he's not even gonna get the touch. Perfect CC. Oh no, he does get the touch, but you know, everyone is burning him down, and contesting 1v6 into this comp is basically worst case scenario. The brawl comp is one of the most effective in the game when it's just holding point and trying to cancel your stall out. Blizzard does come in, but Goose has a sound barrier, Shaz is the coalescence, so this is just a formality really. Philly, they're gonna keep it going, but odds of winning here below 1%.
It's not particularly good, and we're past the era of GOATs, but if you run something similar to the GOATs and solidifying your advantage on control when you're up numbers, it would be what the Gladiators are running right now. Fusion, though, doing a good job of keeping in contest, and the longer this goes, the more crazy things can happen, the more that someone like Funny Astro could boop a few people off the side. For the Gladiators, who stay very, very far away from the edge, don't leave that open as an opportunity. Does Fusion, though, continue to delay?
Yeah, Sato did a great job, but look how long these OT spawns are. He just came up again, and now the Diva Poco does fall, so Coalescence comes in for Fusion.
OT and Mirror in danger? This could be starting to get flipped.
My, this
the
is
Fusion,
absurd.
they're back to full strength. They're heading back to Witness full 6. The Gladiators somehow don't finish off enough. They let the Fusion back into the fight. This shouldn't have happened in any way, shape, or form. The delay kept happening. The Glads don't get the finishing kills. And guess what? The Gladiators aren't going to be getting the delay in return.
My God.
How or why?
Oh, that's so painful. Sato was being such a huge nuisance on the wrecking ball, just dancing around, but the Gladiators crumbling there in the end. I mean, there's just no way you should give up the win in a situation like that. I mean, you're getting free kills just as the enemy comes to stall point. That's just a little bit of a beef there from the Gladiators. That round was all theirs, and I think it was kind of their just throwing it away there. They, you know, one time there I saw Alarm drop to 1 HP and he just hid for 10 seconds or something. So they're just not finding those finishing kills on the player's stalling point, getting maybe overly distracted trying to take down Sato's Hammond, who, to his credit, did an obscene job just permanently spinning to win up on the high ground, so he's far away from the Reaper. Great work by the Philly Fusion to somehow claw their way back, but Gladiators gonna be really kicking themselves for that one.
Anytime you have a play like that, it's always a 2 two-sided equation where the Fusion did a great job to delay, but the Gladiators, as you said, it was a big beat. But now, into the next round here, Control Center OG already super low. The Fusion heavy on Focus Fire. Focus Fire goes back the other way. OG able to get healed. Now, a little bit more even between the sides. Both Reinhardt's under very heavy pressure. Hisu gets caught. Miro's able to find him. Fusion, though, immediately equalizing. Both teams down 2. Gladiators down their entire front line, though, and that makes things a little bit more difficult. Ivy, though, caught by Birdring. The Gladiators starting to take advantage.
This is the power of the Moira, though. You get that coalescence before the point even opens, so that ultimate builds so quickly, gets you right back into the fight. Huge pickoff by Alarm, though, on the enemy Reaper means Philly is not going to be scared to push in and just quickly reflip this point. I especially see the Gladiators giving up, honestly, without their Reaper. Mirror stalls for a second, but this is a very difficult fight to win, and point is flipped. OG dies just in a vain attempt to try and hold on to the point. And ooh, Halt tries to catch a funny Astro, but instead, or rather, tries to catch Big Goose, but instead it's the mate wall that catches these late spawns. And Philly's just gonna get pretty much feasting here on the spawners as they try to hold position. I don't think that's wise, though. You just can't challenge this heavy brawl comp when they're player advantage on you.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird that Glad stayed in as long as they did, and I think the problem for the Glad, even though they got first control, the Fusion retake was so quick that it doesn't matter a lot in the end, especially as Fusion is set up here at the choke.
Yeah, would have liked to see the Gladiators just give up point once they lost Birdring there. I think OG coming into stall just a little bit too desperate, and Fusion predicting this high ground push, but Gladiators just gonna juke back the other way, and they get to the first choke, which can be the toughest thing to do against May. That's already big progress for the Gladiators. Now the challenge is, though, how do you deal with Ivy's Blizzard? Losing players to that freeze is deadly.
Gladiators in on the intro, off the beat, forcing out the beat from Astro. Drop the freeze in the middle. OG can't get away. Now Fusion with revenge. Sato dropping the shatter late into the fight. Glad's down 2, but Mirror and Birdring finding some action in the back. The Gladiators evening things up. Sato now in danger. Mirror and Birdring both getting caught by Poco. The Orisa cleanup. 3 for Poco at the end.
Yeah, it's just beautiful work by Ivy's Blizzard. You know, once OG falls, your Reinhardt, such a critical element when you're playing these rushing brawl comps. The power of the Rein to swing on multiple enemies, cleave them down. When you're both grouping up, your Rein is gonna get damage medals. It's just the nature of this comp. So losing your Rein to the Blizzard is great targeting by Ivy, and OG's gonna be really missing his participation in that fight.
Final opportunity for the Gladiators to reverse course on this map here in our quarterfinal. OG has the shatter, going around the side, goes for the sneakiness, puts Poke on the ground. Meanwhile, Hisu got to the back of the Gladiators, the Death Blossom, doing serious work, and now the Glads pretty unlikely to bring this one back. 97% for the fusion. Every Gladiator on the ground. Overtime in progress, but somehow I don't think we're seeing another miracle stall. The fusion take map 1, 2-0.
Like, the Gladiators are tilted after that one, man. That's brutal. The first round, I mean, second round, all Philly. They deserve the win. Solid. I feel like the Gladiators definitely gave that one up in a scenario that never really should work. I mean, Gardens on Lijiang Tower, it is one of the best stages in the entire game for those desperation recontests, just because the distance from your spawn to the point is very, very low. But the problem is that somehow, some way, that Philly Fusion win a disadvantaged fight when they're in that retake scenario. So, just feel like that shouldn't ever really happen against the Reaper comp. You should always just stay together. But then, you know, Mirror finds himself split off on one side of point. Birdring finds itself on the other, and then you lose your DPS, and things start to fall apart from there. But how did you really get to that point for the LA Gladiators? They're gonna have to ask themselves that question as they regroup going into the next map.